Hey everybody, my name is Evan. I'm going to be recording the snippet video for Miss Brenneman because I know a number of people had asked about how those work. Um, yeah, so I will be going over how to set up your snippets, how to get them to do what you want, just general information about those. So first things first, go ahead and open up your Atom text editor. And I would recommend doing like just like a blank file, just a testthings.java or test.java, whatever. Just have a Java file open and type in just kind of like the shell of a program, things that you use regularly that you would want snippets for, because it makes it a lot easier if you can just kind of go ahead and copy and paste whatever you want to make a snippet into your snippets file. So here I've just got a header, my class, and my main method up and ready to go. Now, one thing to keep in mind before you write snippets is that there are actually some already in Atom. So go ahead and just double check and make sure that what you're about to write isn't already there. So for instance, like loops and like for loops and if statements and stuff, there's already snippets made for those. So just check what you're doing and see if there's one already there. Now, the way snippets just in general work is you're going to type something in. So in this case, like for a for loop. And when you see these little pieces pop up here underneath, those are snippets, and you'll see the little green tab indicator, the snippet prefix, and the name of the snippet. And when you hit tab, it just enters in your snippet. So that's how they work. Now we're going to go ahead and write some. So we're going to open up, go to File, Snippets, and that'll open up the snippets file. I've cleared mine out, so you can see me make one. And there's actually a snippet for making snippets. The snippet is SNIP snip, and you'll see the prefix snip, the name Atom snippet, hit tab to enter it. And this will give you kind of a template to work from, get an idea of how these are set up. Now this top line is super, super important. It only goes in the file once. Don't add it more than once. It will cause problems. But you'll see here it's got .js first. We need to change that to Java because we're coding in Java. We want Atom to associate our snippets with our .java files. If that is not .java, Atom won't be able to find your snippets when you're working on a Java file. So now that we've got that done, we're going to come down here and work on our actual snippet. I'm going to fix the spacing here real quick, because I like fours on my tabs. All right, so we've got three parts to a snippet. We've got the snippet name up here. We've got the prefix, and we've got the body. The name is basically just there for reference. We're going to write one for print line. So I'm just going to type in line. That's going to be the name. The prefix, you'll see it says snippet trigger. So basically this is like an abbreviation or a short word that is easy to remember and related to whatever your snippet is. And that's what you're actually going to type in to get it to pop up so you can use it. So make sure it's easy to remember, related, and also that it doesn't share the same prefix as another one of your snippets, because that'll cause problems. So for this prefix, we're going to use what Miss Brenneman used, which is SOP for system out print. And then the body down here is actually what's getting put into your code when you use your snippet. So this is basically just formatted like a string. So you can use new lines, tabs, any escape sequence you want in here to format it so that it spits out the way you want. Just think of it like you're printing something to your screen and format it accordingly. The only difference is it's getting printed into your code. So I like writing them over in my Java file, so I make sure that I have all of my formatting and syntax correct before I put it into my snippet. I'll type in system.out.println semicolon. That is what we want our snippet to spit out. So I will copy that, go back to my snippets page, and just paste that in here. Make sure you've got those single quotes around it. And the last thing we need to do is tell Atom where we want to put our cursor in our snippet when it's put on our screen. And to do that, we'll use the $sign and a 1. The $sign is basically like put the cursor here, and the number is in what order. So you can actually have more than one of these, and then every time you hit tab after your snippet is put on your screen, it will progress through them in the order that you define. In this case, we just need the 1. $sign 1. Make sure you save your file, Control S, and then go back to your test file We'll get rid of that line, and now I'll show you the snippet that we just wrote, SOP. You'll see our prefix pops up down here, SOP, with the name, print line, hit tab. There's your snippet, and our cursor is put in there right where we want it. So then, you can just type in whatever you want. You're good to go. Super easy. All right, so let's say we wanted to do a much longer one, like our header and our class and our main method. I mean, you can put all of this in one snippet if you want. That's what I've done. So we've got this whole thing here, which we're going to copy. We're going to go over to our snippets, and we're going to start a new snippet. Now remember, we're not putting in the source.java again. We're just going to start with the name. And there's actually another snippet for this if you want to use it, snip_ns down here. And that's just the name, prefix, and body. And this is just how your whole file will look. You'll have your source.java at the top, and then snippet, 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 however many you want to make. So the name for this one, since it's our header, I'm just going to type in header. The trigger, prefix, I'm just going to also say header. Easy. And for our body, this is where things are going to be a little different. We're working with a bunch of different lines here. So we're going to use 3 double quotes on each side of our code there. And these 3 double quotes work kind of like a multi-line comment, like that /*/ the whole thing. So everything in between those triple double quotes is going to be treated like a string, and it's going to keep the formatting that you have across the line. So you don't have to worry about using new lines and tabs and things like that. You can just type it the way you want it in your test file, copy it in between those 3 double quotes, and it will work just fine. So now we have a bunch of stuff in here that's going to change from file to file. We've got the name of the file, the description, the date, the name of the class. All that's going to change every time you use this. So we don't want to just leave it for one file. So I'll just put in file name. We're basically just adding placeholders for all the information that we need to fill in every time we use this. And date, file name again. All right, and that's just kind of placeholders for all the information that we'll need to change every time we use this snippet. Now, like I was talking about before with where we can put our cursors, the $1 means that that's where the cursor is going to go first. If I put a $2, then we have the second location, $3, $4, and finally down here in our main method, $5. So I'll show you how this works real quick. Remember to save your snippet file before you go try it, otherwise it won't show up. You get rid of that, type in header, you get our new snippet prefix and name pop up, tab, and it spits everything in. Now you'll see my cursor's up there next to the file name. That's where my $1 was. If I hit tab, it goes over to description. If I hit tab again, it goes down to date, down to file name, and finally down into our main method. So that's all cool and fine, but we can actually do one better. And this is really the only weird syntax thing you need to learn for snippets if you want to, make it do what you want. And that is when you're putting in your $sign and your number for the cursor indicator, you can put in braces around the number and the placeholder with a colon in between the number and the placeholder. So this right here is going to tell Adam that you want that word file name highlighted first when you enter your snippet. And then if you want to do it again over here, same formatting, then it'll go and highlight description. And then we'll go down here and do the same thing. And then it'll highlight date, and then etc. Remember, $, braces, and then your number and your placeholder. All right, so that's all we need right there. I'll go ahead and save that, go back, and I'll show you how this works, because this is probably my favorite part. Header, tab, notice that our placeholder file name is highlighted, so I could start typing to change it immediately, like testthings.java, hit tab, highlights description. And the cool thing about this is if you don't know what you need to insert right there immediately, just hit tab and it leaves your placeholder behind, so you know that you need to go back and update that later. Right? So that's pretty much everything. The last little cool thing that I figured out is you can actually kind of double up on the numbers here. So since my file name is the same up here in the .java and in the class, if I put a 1 for both, I'll show you what happens. It's super cool. Like that. Notice both of them are highlighted, and if I type in testthings.java, it enters both of them. So this is just one less thing that I need to do. And then just remember tab to go through each one. So I think that's pretty much it. Remember, just think about formatting it like you would a string. Remember to use those 3 double quotes on either side if you're going to do multi-lines. Otherwise, just use your escape sequence formatting, things like that. So I hope that helps you guys out. And yeah, I guess reach out to Ms. Brenneman or maybe me if you have any questions. But yeah, super fun, and hope it helps you guys out with your snippet making. I hope you guys have a great day.